You just talked about a lot of issues that are issues that you feel passionately about, that you've campaigned about: Medicare for all, climate and the Green New Deal, criminal justice reform. But prioritization seems a key question in this primary, and it's a question I've been asking every candidate we've had on, which is, what is you're inaugurated, and by an electoral miracle or a lot of hard work, the Democrats have a majority in the Senate and in the House. What's your first piece of big domestic legislation that you move?
I don't look at it that way, Chris. What I look at is looking at a 100-day period and pushing forward that progressive agenda. We've got to raise that minimum wage to a living wage. We have to pass Medicare for all. We have to transform our energy system. So I don't see it as one piece of legislation. We have enormous crises in this country in terms of income and wealth inequality, in terms of millions of people living in poverty, in terms of a shrinking middle class. It's not just one issue. We need a progressive agenda. That's what I'm going to be campaigning on.
Right.
But let me tell you something else.
Well, wait a second. Let me just stop you there for a second. Because you're a United States Senator who knows your way around the legislative process, and you know how important political capital and sequencing are, and prioritization. We know that parties come in and they have priorities, and those priorities, when they come in first, those bills get the best sort of amount of force behind them, and then you go later through an administration and they get less and less. That's just the facts of how things work.
Well, I think you're looking at the past. You're not looking at, I think, what life would be like if I'm going to be elected president of the United States. There's going to be a sense of urgency. We are not going to do things the same old way. We have major crises in this country, and especially after 4 years of disaster, of what will be the disaster of Trump, if he lasts 4 years, we're going to have to move rapidly in addressing issue after issue after issue. And let me mention some other issues I think that have not been talked about. We have to pay more attention to rural America. Life expectancy going down, opioid epidemic, young people leaving their communities. We have to pay more attention to rural communities. We have to pay attention to the impact that artificial intelligence and robotics is having on our society in driving people out of the jobs they've had for years. So there's an enormous amount of work to be done. And we are going to need a president and a Congress to focus on issue after issue to transform the economic and political life of this country.